Hi, welcome. In this video, I'm out here with my newest board and train, Kira, who's a 6-month-old Husky that's already holding quite a bit of control. Okay, you're going to see that here probably in this video. She's just been here just a little more than an hour. Again, some of the issues with her in terms of control, putting out a lot of kind of destructive behavior, chewing up baseboards, starting to become very possessive, starting to become very nippy, biting towards another dog, heading in a really bad direction. So here, the focus for these 2 weeks is to start to change her perceptions, to start to get her to think different, start to fade in. So here, I'm out here, I got the choke chain on her now. I talk about her putting in the challenge. She is definitely going into higher challenge, okay? And her owner showing up here, not behead, but with a retractable leash. You can already talking about through some of that stuff in terms of just where her owner is at in terms of relationship. So here in the crate, putting out again a lot of control, chewing into the crate, chewing, putting the teeth into the steel part of the crate, having to use the remote collar to intercept that. So again, all the kind of classic symptom of a dog that's already on a really bad path, and her need levels being very high. So here, the focus is on getting on into a routine here with her, being able to take her out to the bathroom. And so here, I'm going to start to move her into a circle and start to line this up. Okay, get her right beside me here and start to get her to become agreeable. Okay, to be brought under control, leadership, and using the choke chain here. So again, so I have more leverage. Okay, but again, as I move, now understand, as I move here, you're going to see her launch into some higher level here. But again, as I do this, I'm going to slow down and take my time. This is about, again, still in terms of accommodation, getting her to be more accepting. And so again, allowing her to work through it. So again, I'm going to start moving here with her a little bit. As I move, I'm going to put her into the sit, a little push-pull. Again, very sketchy. The advantage is, again, she's 6 months. But notice here how I'm just kind of stopping and hanging out, just taking my time. So one of the accommodations is understand that when you're dealing with a dog that has a lot of control issues, and you start taking control, okay, it's going to cause higher level of challenge. Okay, a dog can really get very disagreeable about it. Okay, so therefore the accommodation is to slow down, hang out a little longer, don't rush anything, because the faster you go, the more it's going to escalate things. Okay, so but still can escalate things even as I move her here. But here, just kind of again be really smooth and fluid with her. She'd already gone into high challenge for me a few times here earlier, just when she came. Okay, just taking control here, taking my time. Again, this is where, again, a lot of stress on a dog, in terms of, again, once a dog has a certain level of control, it really comes out. And not being used to the crate, not being crate trained. Okay, so she had kind of free reign, free access, housebreaking issues going on. So kind of the whole gamut. Right here, we've already had some interaction with her, so already starting to level down somewhat. So better right now, a lot better than expected. I already had some really high challenge moments with her. That's not to say she isn't going to launch in here, but like I said, she's 6 months, so the advantage you always have when a dog is about 6 months, 8 months, you're still in that range, even though a dog has a high level of control, you still have the advantage because, their body, they haven't fully developed, so the stability of their body to be able to really be very intentional with coming after you, you still have that kind of advantage in terms of their development. So it kind of gives you an edge when you're dealing with a dog that's younger, but still right on kind of borderline here. I just told her, oh, another 2-3 months from now, she could bite somebody for sure. She's already getting very, very possessive. She's been in she's had a lot of control. So here, when I'm using the choke chain, same thing. You know, I'm just the same thing. I'm keeping up really high in her neck. It looks tight a lot of times, but I have just enough, you know, influence coming through it. You know, she's you know, very accepting of it here. More sensitive part of her neck. Then it's just taking my time. And so again, even reconciling the response, you'll notice that type of reaction with her. The type of kind of inwardness happening here where what I'm doing is I'm just taking my time. It's the same movements all the time as I'm doing this. Just like almost like kind of a one-step method, just like very intentional, stopping, putting her back in the sit, bringing her under influence, control, pushing on her. I'll nudge her over a little bit here. She's doing, this is really good. Because this is the lineup, so I can start to get into a routine with her, to take her to the bathroom and all that. So the good news is, okay, hey, she's not going in the high challenge here because I've already had some moments with her initially. So I always felt it was always the first hour or two that's always the most difficult when I'm handling the dog, because that's when, you know, that's when you're kind of like having almost like a conversation. It's like a change of parenting style where things can get very challenging. But again, it's all about just taking your time. This is, you know, this is part of it. Or making sure the dog has her muzzle. I don't have a muzzle on her because I have the advantage with her. If she was another 2 months of age, I definitely would have a muzzle on her. So I'm able, because of her body size and developmentally, I'm able to kinetically move her. So even if she launched into getting pretty, having a kind of a nasty moment, I'm able to keep that away from me, just from leash technique and her size. That's what this is, just like a conversation back and forth. Notice what I'm doing here, right? I'm just bringing her to a standstill, not letting her edge out in front of me, just bringing her right, you know, I'm drawing that line. I'm starting to draw in on her already, she knows that, so. This is very specific. I'm just lightly pushing and pulling. I'm not putting too much, you know, influence on it. Because here's the thing: when you do this too, it's like knowing that when you know a dog's got a lot of control, and you can start a fight basically, right? You can start a war with the dog, and that's. But here's the thing: you don't want to go the other way too, because if I bribe her and use treats, that's not starting a war either. That's not going to fix her either. Okay, so because again, that's just accommodating. It's that theme of accommodation, negotiation, and bribery. So, but here, so you have to bring the dog under influence. It's got to go there. It has to follow the right path.